What up, friends? On this week's episode, we're hungover. And we also discuss Blackish star Anthony Anderson's second sexual assault allegation. May tells us the story of Sarah Ferguson, the true Duchess of Pork. And then we end with me telling you the tale of Conan's short-lived Tonight Show hosting gig. Please stay and lend us your ears on the Drama Club.
What up, fam? It's good, y'all. Feels good, right? Yeah, I know it do. And without further ado, we broadcasting live from CA to
Yeah, we got a playlist on iTunes. If you guys haven't heard it, then you don't fucking know what's good. Oh, it's not my bad. It's not on iTunes. It's on YouTube and Spotify. It's the official Drama Club pre-party playlist for your listening pleasure. Put it on when you're getting ready, doing your hair, doing your makeup, having a pre-cocktail.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to know what it's like to
To
be
hang out with
us,
us, yeah.
I feel like that's the
Getting ready is half the fun of going out.
yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I could do I still do like a pre-party cocktail, but I shouldn't, but I still do.
Our whole night last night was a pre-party.
True that.
It's
The day after my birthday.
It's the day after Stephanie's birthday.
We're hungover. Not really.
We're okay.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
all things considered.
I ate a banana before I went to sleep.
That's a secret, guys.
That's my life hack. Potassium, baby.
That's the first lesson of your 30s. Is it learning to eat a banana the night you drink?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if it were that easy, everyone would do it.
Yeah. I heard that a good way to get rid of hangovers is a banana almond milk honey smoothie. I told you that too, right?
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It's the fucking potassium,
That
dude.
sounds delicious.
I know, right?
I feel like that's some marketing bullshit.
Frothy. We came up with a pop-up shop idea. Potato pops. Well, wanted just one potato on a fork, and I said we can make potato pops and just like cheese dipped, hollandaise dipped,
Yeah.
fucking rosemary and olive oil
What
potato pops.
do we call this store though?
Papa Pops.
Papa Pops. That's what I was gonna say. Nobody steal that idea because I
Nobody
think
steal it.
that's our $1 million idea, dude.
It's been a good ass birthday. Thank you to everybody on social media who told me happy birthday. That was cool.
Yeah, you guys are so nice.
Yeah, I feel like I have way more friends than just May and my husband.
Yeah, I saw that people were like starting to wish you happy birthday on like random posts.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta make a post for her.
Yeah, thanks for your post, man. This is cute as hell.
Oh, let's introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. My name's Stephanie. What's up?
My name is May, and together we're the Drama Club,
Yes. Hello, and welcome to all the dramatics, the dramaniacs,
the Dramaholics.
the dramaholics,
This is the podcast all about
celebrity scandals, our dogs,
potassium.
potassium, shit talk, hangovers, birthdays.
Yeah, so welcome.
Welcome. Bienvenidos. Bienvenu.
We begin to develop something called self-reliance.
Dude, Meghan Markle's family's fucking messy.
Yeah.
They are fucking messy as shit. Yeah, so fucking... First of all, Meghan Markle's got a British accent all of a sudden. Which is fucking ridiculous.
That's so weird. Oh,
So extra.
fun fact, you guys. Meghan Markle went to the same high school as Lucy Arnaz.
What?
Lucille Arnaz, yeah.
Really?
Immaculate Heart, which is... I almost went there, but on the day that we did the... they have like an open house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the open house and it didn't feel right,
Yeah.
So I ended up going to another school.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Do you not want to say that?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So I ended up going to Notre Dame. Shout out to Notre Dame. Go Regals. But I almost went to Immaculate Heart, and I feel like now I would have been happy about it because
Meghan Markle
and
Lucille.
Lucille Arnaz.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, you can still tell people, dude.
Anyway, Meghan Markle speaking with a British accent.
Yeah, speaking with a British accent, her fucking dad won't shut the fuck up.
I kind of feel bad about that. Like they want attention. Her family wants attention so fucking bad. Her mom is cool.
Yeah, her mom is low key and is keeping it classy, but her dad was saying like, he just kept saying stuff, and then he said, "I love how I can make the royal family shut up,"
Yeah.
which is unnecessary.
He's a piece of shit. Dude.
Yeah, and then
And then her sister came out the woodworks and said,
I didn't even know she had a sister, low key. I was like, what?
her sister said that if their father dies, that it's on her. It's her fault.
It's Meghan Markle's fault.
Ugh.
Yeah, anyways. I don't like Meghan Markle, but that's not okay. Her family's fucked up.
I'm gonna like her until I see something otherwise. The British accent thing might be that's a strike.
Yeah, strike one.
Strike one.
Yeah.
But I like her. She seems like a nice lady.
Often, though, we're restrained. We aren't given enough freedom to develop self-reliance.
Today, news dropped that Anthony Anderson, who is the main star on Blackish, he was in Hustle and Flow. He's in a bunch of movies.
It was in that movie about the kangaroo.
Yup.
Kangaroo Jack, I think it was called.
Yeah, he's a comedian. The LAPD is investigating an unidentified woman who claims that he assaulted her during a business opportunity.
Wow.
I know, that's awful. His reps are denying it, obviously, like, vehemently. The sad thing is, I was saying I really like him, but then he has some previous drama.
Yeah, and I was saying that I'd heard like something along those lines, and then I just kind of like looked it up real quick. This fool was accused of straight up raping someone.
Yeah, back in. Yeah, that's right, Bruno. We don't like that. During Hustle and Flow, that's fucking crazy. I wonder what happened. They must have paid hella money to hush that shit.
Right, because it
kind of blew over.
I think what I just read said that it was the judge found that there was no like probable cause or something.
Oh wow. Damn, so it went through hearings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fucked up. That's what happened. That and like the Trump news this week, right? That they fucking recorded that motherfucker.
Yo, I feel like this is the floodgates are open.
Yeah, I've been feeling like that though. Like every time I feel like that fool gets away with fucking everything. It's gonna have to be like murder.
Yeah.
Such bullshit. I fucking hate.
Remember during the campaign when he said I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and and I feel like
he could.
And
they would fucking defend him just because they want the fucking seat so bad.
So it turns out that
I know we didn't even say what we're talking about.
It turns out that Trump's lawyer or ex-lawyer Michael Cohen had been recording conversations, and when the FBI raided his office, they found a recording of Trump saying or trying to arrange payments to a Playboy model that he allegedly had an affair with.
After Barron was born.
Yeah. Are we surprised?
No. But I was telling Joel I can't, like, why would his attorney record that?
Mm-hmm.
And I think only maybe to have something against him.
Just in case?
Yeah, like to blackmail him.
Yeah.
And then I saw this girl tweet. You know what's crazy? In the 8 years the Obamas were in office, I never knew what the name of their fucking lawyer was.
Right.
Yeah, because they didn't have no fucking scandals.
But the thing, Michael Cohen allegedly has that habit of recording conversations.
Why?
I don't know. Because he has like a lot of recordings of a lot of conversations, and they were saying that that's just something that he does.
Weirdo, fucking hoarder. What the fuck?
He's allegedly cooperating, which I think is crazy because he seemed like from the jump, it seemed like he was ride or die for Trump. Like,
yeah.
He said something like, I put Trump first and then my family and then like God or something.
Oh shit.
Or like country or something like that. But now he's like flipping the script.
That's
and
crazy.
He's cooperating.
For me, it goes Cake Pops, then Bruno, then Joel.
I thought you were going to say Kate del Castillo. Why am I not on that list?
Sorry, man. I didn't get there yet.
If you didn't get there yet, then I'm too low on the list.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I don't know why Bruno wants to fight with me right now.
Bruno is enjoying the drama.
He's right here in the middle of me and May recording right now.
He's in the mix.
Just wagging his little tail, playing with his friend. He was really excited when May came over last night. He started humping his friend.
I have that effect on men.
He jumped into bed with you this morning, huh?
Yeah, he did.
That's so cute.
The trouble is, if you're not self-reliant, you'll never do any more than just get by.
So what are we going to talk about today, May? We're going on a binge of sorts.
Oh yeah. We got a theme going.
We're gonna talk about 2 more redheads. So it's the fire crotch.
Fire crotch. Next week we gotta talk about Lindsay Lohan. The week after that we gotta find drama on Julianne Moore.
Does she have drama?
I doubt it. I love her.
Me too.
Please
dude.
be unproblematic,
Yeah,
Julianne Moore. I love you.
Please, then Carrot Top. We could do a quickie on that motherfucker.
yeah. I'm
Why'd he
sure,
get all
yeah.
buff all of a sudden?
He looks gross.
That was so weird. He got all
fucking
baby
gross.
too.
He looks like a carrot now.
Yeah.
Like one of those farmers market ones.
that are all gigantic
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about some more redheads today. May's gonna tell us the story of,
Fergie, the Duchess of York.
and I'm gonna tell you the story of Conan O'Brien and the Tonight Show drama.
Hell yeah.
Fergalicious definitions make them boys go loco. They always wanna hang with me, but I like pupusas con lo roco.
All right. So, as I said, this is going to be on Fergie, the Duchess of York.
The Duchess.
I kind of wanted to do this one because a few weeks ago we were talking about how we should each do one that's kind of like the
Outside
other
of our-
person's thing.
Yeah.
Like I usually do the old Hollywood ones, but last week you did Lucille Ball and it was awesome. So anyway, we all know that you love the royals, so I decided to give this one a shot.
Yep.
Also, Fergie is so fucking messy and I'm here for it.
Yeah, she is fucking.
She's messy, dude. Okay, so I got a lot of this info from a YouTube video called Fergie, Downfall of the Duchess.
Fergie, I make the boys go loco. Whoever had that YouTube video fucked up.
I make the Dukes go loco. And another YouTube video called Meet the Royals, hosted by Davy Jones, RIP of the Monkees.
Oh shit.
And that one Brady Bunch storyline. Shout out to Jan. Marsha was a bitch.
You're fucking stupid. Marsha was a bitch though, right?
She was.
Yeah, she was always fucking throwing it in her face too.
Dude,
like
you know who I like? Who
Who?
you never see, homegirl that played Marsha in the movies.
Ben Stiller's wife.
Yeah. You only see her in Ben Stiller movies, but she's like
Awesome.
funny.
And she's bomb as
and
fuck.
she's pretty.
Yeah.
And she shows up on Arrested Development every once in a while too.
Oh yeah, he tries to mack on her. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. R.I.P. Ben. They're not together, right? Ben Stiller.
They're not together.
No, they
Shut
divorced,
up.
dude.
Shut up.
Yes, you didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that.
Hey.
Oh,
I know.
damn.
That was a couple I stand for.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so shout out to Jan. Fuck you, Marsha. Marsha. So let's get it, Mary Poppins. Sarah Margaret Ferguson was born in London on October 15th, 1959. Her dad, Ronald, was an officer in Britain's household cavalry, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, that sounds fancy.
And her mom, Susan, was a socialite. There's a job that I recognize.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, her dad was a polo star. And because of that, they ran in the same circles as the royal family. He was Prince Philip's and later Prince Charles's polo manager.
Oh shit.
And so he kept a lot of secrets for that crew because it was kind of this environment where there was a lot of, I guess what we'd call like locker room talk.
Right.
You know? When Sarah was 13, her mom fell in love with this Argentinian polo player and she ran off with him to South America.
Oh hell yeah! Shout out who's that polo player? Oh, I love that fool.
Polo's still a thing? There's polo players?
Fuck yeah, man. What's that fool's name? It's something stupid. Joel knows I love that fool too. He's always with Gwen and shit. Nacho Figueres.
Let me see. I don't know who that
He's
is.
fucking fine. And he fucking models for Ralph Lauren Polo too.
Oh. Damn.
Oh no, he's a sexy man.
Damn. Anyway, so I totally get it. Trade in your fucking tea and crumpets for some café con leche and empanadas.
Yeah, for sure. We stand for that shit.
Upgrade.
Yeah. Fucking, what is that shit called that they like?
Who? The Argentinians?
No, fucking British people.
What? Crumpets?
No.
Scones?
It's some sort of fucking butter.
Oh, coddled cream?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shit. Fuck that.
Dude, you guys know that we're classy because we know about coddled cream.
Yeah.
So Fergie and her sister spent their adolescence away from their mother, which I feel like kind of sucked because Fergie had a lot of the typical teenage insecurities that may have benefited from having a mom around. Like this was around the time that she started to worry about her weight, and this would become a recurring theme throughout her life.
But maybe the right mom, right?
The right mom.
Yeah.
'Cause
Like,
it could go the other way.
my mom gave me a mascara to cover up my gray hairs the other day, so
She being a good mom.
not
dude.
all moms are gonna make you feel better about your shit.
Dude, the other day I was walking around. My mom was like, "Put some makeup on."
Latin American moms are like that, dude.
Which is rich because my mom doesn't wear makeup. You know? I mean, she does a little bit, but
My mom too. Like if I'm not like fucking like I don't have my hair and makeup done and
Yeah.
I'm going out, she's like, "What are you doing? Like, what the fuck?"
anyway, and it sucks too because everyone is weirdly cruel about her looks. And I don't understand the fixation on that. In the video Downfall of the Duchess, they introduce Fergie's mom as, quote, Sarah's slimmer and prettier mother Susie.
Oh fuck, that's messed up.
Which I feel like is super fucked up.
Yeah, and unnecessary.
It's extra. That whole video is real extra. If you want to hear people talking shit, like if you don't like this podcast but you want to know about Fergie, watch that video because they just talk shit about her the whole time. Yeah. So I've always wondered if the daughters of super beautiful women have a sort of chip on their shoulders. Like
yeah.
like Demi Moore's daughters. How the fuck are you supposed to live up to that?
That's true.
You know who's really pretty? Cindy Crawford's daughter.
Oh, she looks just like
She
her.
looks just like her.
Yeah, but Cindy Crawford's man is handsome.
Yeah, he is. But even she's no fucking Cindy Crawford. So,
True.
you know, like there's no winning.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, so Fergie's dad was kind of distant and he started a whole new family. So Fergie didn't have a strong father figure in her life. But when she got a little older, she did stand by her dad after he was forced to resign from his position at the polo club when he got caught up in a massage parlor sex scandal.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had that shit in Britain.
Dude, rub and tug.
Damn.
It was mad drama.
Oh my god. That's wild.
I think there was like a thing where he didn't name names, though he could have. Like,
Oh, well,
you know.
fuck, that's cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Fergie decided to pursue a career in PR. And she was totally living it up in London as a fun-loving young woman out on the town.
Hell yeah.
But because of her dad's connections to polo and her own love of horses, she continued to kind of run in the periphery of those classy-ass circles. The royal family is especially involved in the equestrian business.
Yeah, because Queen Elizabeth fucking loves that shit.
Yeah, she
That's
loves
like her
horses.
favorite pastime. She like low-key, her first boyfriend before Prince Philip was like this very famous equestrian, and allegedly Prince Philip always thought that they like still had affairs during the beginning of their marriage.
That was on The Crown.
Yeah, it was like briefly on The Crown, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the royal family was always in the mix. It's because of this that Fergie meets her homegirl, Lady Diana Spencer.
Oh my god!
AKA
no!
Princess Diana.
R.I.P. Queen Diana, baby! R.I.P.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. And so her life fucking tragic, man.
So Diana was lonely, and Fergie was a couple years older than her, and by all accounts is and was still super fun-loving, charming, and funny. So Diana kind of latched onto her and really valued her as a friend and for advice.
That's awesome.
Diana wanted Fergie to be her lady in waiting, but the palace didn't approve of her.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's like quote unquote trash. Like her
Yeah,
dad
she's
was
from a
her dad
crummy
was a
family.
servant.
Right,
you know?
right. And he like rubbing tugs.
Yeah, right. Despite this, the two would continue to get closer, and Fergie was even seated front row at the so-called wedding of the century, Diana and Charles' 1981 nuptials.
Damn.
And she wore a dress given to her by Diana.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. She actually, I didn't realize, like, Diana, I guess, lived in, like, this apartment with 3 other girls, like Mariah,
Yeah.
sort of, like, when she was young. And it was, like, her 3 homegirls and Fergie were the front row.
That's awesome.
So this was cool to me because I didn't realize that they were so close. Plus, it's nice to think that, at least for a while anyway, Diana had someone, because she obviously went through some shit while she was married, and she seemed super isolated and lonely.
Yeah.
So things started going pretty badly for Diana almost as soon as she got married. I'm trying to leave the Diana stuff mostly out of it because obviously she's going to have her own episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, as time went on, Diana became more and more desperate to have a friend around, so she started inviting Fergie to royal family functions, like ski trips and shit.
That's where it all goes down, dude.
It goes
on
down.
the fucking Alps.
It goes down on the slopes.
It goes down
And-
in the snow.
Also, Fergie's like crazy good at skiing. She's like kind of a tomboy. Like she's good at like the horseback riding.
What is that like upper crust sports shit like polo, skiing?
Yeah. So because she's going to all of these like family functions, Diana kind of maneuvered Fergie more deeply into the royal circle. In 1985, Queen Elizabeth II asked Diana to help with her guest list for the Royal Ascot, which I guess is this crazy important horse race and society event. I was trying to think of an American equivalent, and I was thinking maybe like the Met Gala, something like that. Anyway, so Diana is like dope, fucking perfect. You know who fucks with horses? My girl Fergie. Let's put that bitch on the list.
Hell yeah.
So Fergie shows up as a guest of the Queen to the tea party on the first day of the Royal Ascot, and Prince Andrew is there.
Ooh, ooh. It goes down at the Ascot.
So Prince Andrew, Charles's younger brother, was one of the world's most eligible bachelors at that time.
Fuck yeah. That's who you want to be with.
Yeah.
You don't want to be with the one who's going to be the king.
Yeah.
No, you want to be the fucking spare.
He was a Navy man, a helicopter pilot. People said he was handsome, and it was no secret that he was and is the Queen's favorite child.
He's better looking than Charles.
Oh, hell yeah. Charles is fugly.
Charles is fucking fugly.
So Charles and Fergie kind of knew each other as kids a little bit because they'd see each other around the polo fields and shit. Are they called polo fields?
Yeah.
Like, is it a field?
I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like the peasant that I am if it's not called a field, you know?
It's all right.
Like, it's like calling it a tennis field.
Yeah.
Or like a football court. Anyway, so it seems like they sort of knew each other, but hadn't seen each other since they were kids, especially because Andrew had been away as part of his naval duties. And also, it seems like Andrew and Charles don't really fuck with each other.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was kicking it with Charles and Diana on the regular or anything.
Yeah.
So Andrew and Fergie reconnect at this tea party, and they totally hit it off. Apparently, Andrew kept putting eclair after eclair in Fergie's mouth as a joke, and she thought it was hilarious.
But she's tight. Like, she likes to party and she's fun and stuff. Yeah.
Plus, we know our girl Fergie fucks with eclair, so that was a plus.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, this is exactly how I want to meet my future boo.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? Oh, he kept stuffing pastries into my mouth and I kept eating them. And the rest is history.
They live happily ever after.
Fergie had just gotten out of this long relationship with this dude, a millionaire named Paddy McNally.
Oh, shit.
Who was 22 years older than her. She was super into him, but he was never going to marry her. Like, he's flat out refused to marry her. So it finally fell apart.
Why?
I just think, like, he was this rich older dude. I just think he didn't want to be tied down like that.
Yeah.
So I think he was like a Formula One driver or something.
Oh, okay.
So it fell apart. And Andrew had been playing the field for a while, and I guess he was ready to settle down. So they were both, I guess, just ready to be in a relationship that was actually going somewhere. So sparks flew, and they quickly fell in love. But, like, for real. Because especially at that time, a lot of these royal relationships and marriages weren't for love. But these two were, like, super into each other.
That's so weird to me how they used to do that.
I mean, they still do that to an extent.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
That's kind of like why I respect the Meghan Markle Harry relationship, because it seems like they're for real in love too.
I think Prince Harry married her with the quickness because his grandpa's about to die.
Mm-hmm.
Philip.
Yep.
I don't think it's really that, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's me though. That's my shit.
Okay. Andrew seems like a nice enough dude, so I get it. And in the coming months, he wooed her with roses and dinners. And they even went to an Elton John concert.
Damn.
I'm loving their love story.
Me too.
I could fall in love with someone on the basis of eclairs and Elton John concerts.
Yeah, roses and dinners. Fuck.
I love Rocket Man. Within a year, Andrew proposed with an engagement ring he designed for Fergie consisting of 10 diamonds and a Burmese ruby.
Wow.
He chose a ruby to complement Fergie's signature red hair.
Oh, that's so
That's
cute.
tight. I don't really care for that ring, but
yeah, it's old. It's like,
yeah. It's a nice sentiment though. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna send it back. Like, somebody gave that shit to me.
It's like the knockoff Prince Diana one.
Yeah. It's kind of cool that they had like almost the same though.
Yeah, for sure. Because they were homegirls too,
Yeah.
so that's tight.
So by their wedding day in July of 1986, Fergie mania had swept the nation. I was trying to think of a joke for Fergie Mania, like, because I kept thinking about like how Joan Crawford, she gave crabs to everybody on the West Coast, and I was like, oh, is Fergie Mania like something like that? Okay, everyone loved her because she was a commoner and so fun and vivacious. Even the Queen loved her and called her, quote, a breath of fresh air.
That's awesome.
And Andrew's her favorite son, and like,
Yeah,
she loved
for
her,
sure.
so she was just like, she was
and
over the moon.
There's not as much pressure with him because he's not
Right.
the heir to the
Yes,
throne. So like
exactly.
he doesn't have to have like the perfect like cut marriage,
Yeah,
like the way
exactly.
that Charles and Diana were expected to
Mhm.
hold up shit.
And I saw like video of their wedding day, and you can tell how happy the Queen is, which she's usually very like
Yeah,
stoic.
Yeah, exactly.
And she was like running around, like she
Yeah.
was happy as fuck. Charles even allegedly told Diana on more than one occasion, "Why can't you be more like Fergie?" That's documented.
Charles
That's
is a fucking
fucked up.
dick.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
People loved her because of her imperfections, not in spite of them.
yeah.
They were into the fact that she wasn't a size 2, and sometimes she dressed like a dork, and she was a commoner, and sometimes she was too loud or laughed too long, and her love life had been a little messy before.
Yeah.
Everyone was living for it. Plus, it seemed like Andrew was a good match because he wasn't really as stuffy as the rest of his family anyway.
Yeah.
He was kind of a hoe.
He's totally fucking Harry.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. So he was kind of a hoe, and he had the nickname Randy Andy. And his last girlfriend, who he was really into for a hot minute, was an actress who dabbled in soft porn.
Oh.
So the two of them together,
Spicy.
so the two of them together, for a lot of people, felt like they were sort of ushering in a new era for the royal family.
Yeah.
Also, within the family itself, they were kind of pumped because they thought that Fergie could act as a sort of buffer and distraction because things between Charles and Diana were getting pretty bad.
Right.
But Prince Philip, who was kind of always a little frosty towards her, probably because he thought his son was too good for her, which after seeing The Crown, I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, Prince Philip is hella stuck up.
He seems like a dick. One day at a dinner where Sarah greeted all of the servants by their first names, Philip said, "I would have thought you'd grown out of flirting with the help by now."
God damn.
Anyway, so Sarah and Andrew were given the titles of their Royal Highnesses, the Duchess and Duke of York. This is around the time a little backlash against Fergie started. The press started to get a little hostile, and since her wedding, Fergie was starting to put back the 26 pounds she'd lost to fit into her wedding dress. She looked great at her wedding, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And they started calling her the Duchess of Pork.
Oh.
And she hasn't been able to shake that nickname ever since.
Aw.
A lot of the imperfections that people loved her for before her wedding were things that they started hating on her for now that she was officially in the family. It turns out that now that she was a royal, the press and the public wanted her to play the part.
Yeah. Like, I like that too, though.
What?
Like, I want them to play the fucking part.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't think they then don't fucking exist. They serve no fucking purpose.
Right.
And they cost them so much money.
But they also bring in a lot of money, tourism.
Yeah, but it's like, it makes no sense. Like, if you're not going to be a fucking fairy tale, don't exist.
Yeah.
Go away.
So things started to go bad for her pretty quickly after the wedding. She and Andrew were only alone for a few days on their honeymoon before the rest of the family joined them on the Queen's yacht.
Oh, no. That's not cool.
Like, literally, like 3 days they were together alone.
Oh, no. I mean, that's enough to get knocked up, though.
Then Andrew had to go back to his Navy job, and for the first 5 years after their marriage, he and Fergie only saw each other while he was on leave. So about 40 days a year total.
No way. Oh, my God.
You would think that they would make exceptions for the fucking
Yeah.
Duke of York. So they started growing apart.
Of course.
So Fergie started resorting to desperate measures to try to connect to him, including learning to fly a helicopter so they'd have that in common. So this bitch can fly.
Aww.
But
That's pretty ride or die.
It's really, yeah, that was really awesome. When I read that, I was like, damn, good for you, girl.
Yeah, fuck.
I think she's the first royal woman that can fly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But despite that, the issues kept piling up. Fergie loved to spend money, and she quickly started going into debt.
What?
And while the couple were certainly comfortable, Andrew's allowance wasn't like fucking crazy or anything. It was only about $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
Fergie and Andrew had a little baby girl, Princess Beatrice, in 1988. And not long after, Fergie was knocked up again with another little baby girl, Princess Eugene. Is it Eugenie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Princess
Just got engaged.
Yeah, Princess Eugenie. In November of 1989, she was about 5 months pregnant with Eugenie when she met millionaire Texan Steve Wyatt and fell head over heels in love with him.
God damn it, dude.
Steve loved her too. And for Fergie, he was probably the great love of her life. The thing about Steve is that he wasn't as rich as everyone thought. He had a super wealthy stepfather, but his stepfather had refused to give him any money while he was still alive.
Uh-oh.
So by 1991, Steve, who'd been living in England, told Fergie that he was going to go back to America to make his fortune, presumably so that he could take care of her when she left her husband and the royal family behind. So Fergie bought him all new furniture and like hooked up his apartment in Washington, got him all new clothes, got him everything on his Christmas list, and started making plans about her new life in the U.S.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to leave the royal family?
It's not a life for everyone, dude.
No, it sounds awful to me.
Yeah.
Like they're always at those fucking events and
Right.
like imagine you don't feel good or it's hot or you just want to like fucking watch I Love Lucy.
And you gotta
like,
talk to people like in the crowd and
always,
stuff. And
yeah.
like, you have to be like, oh yeah, oh that's great.
like
and
nonstop.
thank you. Yeah.
Sounds fucking horrible.
But you would think like she was around, you know, she was Diana's homegirl. You would think she would have seen that and known like oh,
What you're
shit.
getting into.
Yeah, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
But also she did like fall very quickly for Andrew, so maybe she thought
It was gonna be all right.
yeah.
And then he was gone.
right.
And then it wasn't what she
Yeah, it just-
expected, at least in that sense.
It just
You
didn't
still
work
want to
out.
be loved. Fuck.
Right. So Steve became distant and started seeing another woman. And
Yeah,
the
now
whole
he's got his apartment. So he's
and the
good.
whole thing fell apart and Fergie was devastated.
Oh.
Steve had a close friend / relative that was also living in England named John Bryan. John Bryan was another dude who was passing himself off as a millionaire / financial planner.
Dude, I feel like a lot of white guys do that.
Mm-hmm. And
Where
they
just-
get away with it too.
Yeah, they just like play rich.
Yeah. And people give them money because of that.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so weird to me.
I like that story. Did you read that story I think it was in the New Yorker. No, it was in New York Magazine about that girl who was hustling people.
No.
I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, it sounds
It's
awesome.
fucking insane. She was playing the role of like a socialite and she was getting people to invest tens and tens of millions of dollars in like, she wanted to start like a Soho House type thing.
Oh shit.
It's so fucking good. She's a scammer.
That's awesome.
Okay, so this dude is passing himself off as a millionaire
Right.
and he and Fergie start fucking.
Hell yeah.
All of this.
Wait, this is Steve's brother?
It's some sort of relative. I think they're like cousins,
Oh fuck.
but they're homies.
Yeah.
So they start fucking. And all of this couldn't stay under wraps for very long. And as whispers around the palace became louder and louder, the palace started making moves to try to get Fergie the fuck out of there. Fergie and Andrew kind of saw the writing on the wall and started talking about a trial separation. So Fergie takes off on vacation with John to Phuket. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
To Phuket and Saint-Tropez and shit. Meanwhile, someone at the
The
palace
correct pronunciation is
fuck it. Meanwhile,
Sorry, I was a little slow on that one. I'm low key hungover.
maybe I'll edit it in
Thanks,
like
mate, thanks.
closer to the actual
You're a
line.
real MVP.
Okay, so meanwhile, someone at the palace leaks to the press that Fergie and Andrew are going to separate, which kind of forces it to happen at that point, despite neither of them being totally ready to take that step.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this whole mess, unbeknownst to anyone, the paparazzi got some shots of Fergie topless on her vacation with John while he sucked on her toes.
You remember these pictures of Lizzie McGuire? What's her name?
Hillary Duff?
Hillary Duff.
What?
Remember she got engaged to that hockey player, her ex-husband? He proposed to her, and then there's pictures of her like basically like starting a blowjob.
What?
Yeah, on a rooftop.
I've never seen that.
No, but she the real MVP, dude.
Yo.
She got proposed to, and then she gave him a little blowy.
Good for you, girl.
Yeah, good for him too.
Yeah,
fuck.
celebrate. Yes, 1,000,000 times yes.
And yes, I said yes. I said yes.
Will you make me the happiest man in the world? So, yeah, the toe sucking pictures were like huge, dude. Like huge. people in all the videos and stuff and the articles that I was reading, like people were saying that this was like the biggest royal scandal of all time at that time. And I was like, it's just some toe sucking. Like, I mean, I'm not into that. I'll kick a motherfucker in the face.
Have
I'm
you
like
ever
a
got
little
your
ticket.
toes sucked?
Yeah, once. I
It's
didn't like that shit.
ticklish.
I don't like that shit. I don't know.
That's a weird fetish.
It's weird.
Yeah, fucking feet. I just feel like there's so many better body parts. Why there? I did just get a pedicure though.
Oh, take advantage. Yeah, so it was weird. People, I feel like the hairy Nazi uniform thing is much worse than this, but people in all the like the royal correspondence or whatever, like, no, this shit was like crazy, especially I guess at that time.
That's the thing. It's like different time, you know?
Yeah. So Fergie goes back to the palace, and the next day she walks in for breakfast, and the entire royal family is reading these stacks and stacks of tabloids that have published all sorts of shots of her getting her toes sucked.
Oh my God.
I am living for this imagery. Like, I can't wait to see this episode of The Crown.
They're going to have Fergie do it.
Queen Elizabeth, like, at breakfast, just, like,
Yeah.
shadily reading that shit.
Good for her, dude. She looks like she's fucking...
She's living her best life.
Yeah, living her best life. That motherfucker's really going for it.
Yep. That seemed like a great vacation, too. Phuket,
Yeah.
Saint-Tropez. The kids were there, I
There's
think.
like multiple pictures of this fool fucking sucking her toes.
Yeah.
That fool love her toes.
So now she's kind of officially dead to them, to the royal family.
Right.
And they cut her off from all her royal duties and engagements. She tried to send the queen's sister, Princess Margaret, some flowers, but Margaret didn't accept them and was like, why the fuck did you send me flowers? Have you ever considered the damage you've done to the family?
Oh, shit. And Princess Margaret is kind of like...
That's what I'm saying.
She's more low-key.
But I feel like it's crazy that Margaret would say that because Margaret in her day was like...
She was wild.
She was a little messy too.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character on The Crown.
Really? I like her.
I like her.
Yeah.
I like that actress. I've never seen her in anything
Me
else.
either. She's tight. I'm excited for the new season with the older
Woo!
queen now.
You know I fuck with Helena Bonham Carter.
It's going to be fucking sick.
I miss that couple.
Yeah, me too, dude.
And Tim
R.I.P.
Burton.
That was a great couple.
great
Tim Burton's
couple.
fucking trifling.
He is?
Yeah, he's dating some young-ass bitch now.
He is?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Tim
I
Burton.
know, man. I fucking hate that fucking man.
A lot of people speculate that Diana was the one who leaked the story about Fergie and Andrew's separation to the press. It turns out that Fergie and Diana had made a divorce pact and had decided that they were going to leave their husbands together.
That's tight.
But since Diana and Charles's divorce would be a much, much bigger deal and much, much more controversial, the tea is that Diana was a leaker so that it would force Fergie and Andrew's separation to go forward, allowing her to kind of like hang back and lay low so she could kind of see like what she'd be in for.
Right. That's fucked up. That's your girl.
Yeah.
You can't do that shit.
So
I would never do that to you, man.
Thank you. I would never
Okay.
get married, so we don't gotta worry about that.
Never say never.
So Fergie apologizes to the queen and gets the fuck out of there. And she devotes herself to charity work. Meanwhile, spending hella money that she didn't have and ends up $6 million in debt.
No! What?
It was bad, dude.
That's crazy.
$6 million in like 1995 or whatever. Like that was hella money.
Oh my God. I don't even like my bank account to like.
The thing is, like, they kept, you know, it's the Duchess. Like,
Yeah.
you know, let me get another line of credit. Okay, cool.
Nobody
You
gives
know?
a fuck. Yeah.
So it's low-key kind of the bank's fault, too. That's what I'm going to say when I get into debt.
Yeah,
like,
low-key, it's your
should-
fault, Wells
You should
Fargo.
have given me that money.
Fuck you guys. Yeah.
Fergie and Andrew make it official and get divorced in 1996. Despite being divorced, Fergie was so broke that she had to move back in with Andrew, and they've actually lived together basically ever since.
What?
Like, to this day.
That's cool.
Although I did read somewhere that Fergie lived or continues to live, I'm not sure, in the servants' quarters.
I was actually just going to say, because I know he's never remarried.
No. I tried to look up to see if, because people actually don't know if he and Fergie are back together. Like, they might low-key be back together.
Yeah.
But
No, nothing.
I
Like,
did-
he had like one relationship after that and then crickets.
I did read a rumor that he is dating, if you guess, I will give you $5.
Fuck you.
He's dating Kylie Minogue.
No!
Dude, if Kylie Minogue becomes
Becomes
a
a
Duchess,
Duchess?
I stand.
Me too.
I would stand.
We're
so
going to get
hard.
fucking Kylie Minogue tattoos. That's awesome.
So anyway, after the divorce, Fergie has to be about that paper
Yeah.
because she's got to find a way to get out of debt.
Yeah.
She ends up taking advantage of the fact that she's technically still a duchess and starts endorsing shit here in the US. She famously endorses Ocean Spray cranberry juice and Weight Watchers, becoming the first member of the British royal family to endorse a product. I like cranberry juice. I like cran raspberry. Like, that's my shit.
She endorsed, what's like the taggiest thing you can endorse? Like Chef Boyardee.
And the tagline was, if it's good enough for the Duchess. Hamburger helper. So the palace and the British people, to some extent, are livid about this. They think she's disgraceful. But, I mean, she did what she had to do.
Yeah.
And another thing, right around the time that Fergie and Andrew separated, she and Diana started having ups and downs in their friendship.
Yeah, because that was fucked up what
Mhm.
Diana did.
They were apparently very competitive with each other. And Diana would get mad at Fergie if, like, her charity focused on something like AIDS, because that was supposed to be Diana's thing.
Oh my God.
So the two of them would have drama and sometimes stop speaking. Someone compared their relationship to sisters.
Yeah, for sure.
At the time of Diana's death, Fergie says that they hadn't spoken in a year, despite Fergie trying to reach out several times, writing letters, making phone calls and shit. She said that Diana was pissed at her for whatever reason, and there was no changing her mind until she was ready. And unfortunately, they never got the chance to make up.
That's really sad.
That's really sad.
That's horrible. You would probably like think about that all the time, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone's
Which
so
is
important in your life.
Which is why I feel like squash it. Like, if you have beef with someone
Yeah,
that
me
you
too.
love,
Me too.
just fucking squash it.
Because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never want to like end on something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired because I'm tearing up.
Again?
I'm a crybaby, dude. I'm going to cry 2 episodes in a row. I'm a crybaby. Just kidding.
It may when you
No, I just think imagine if you died and I was mad at you.
Yeah.
I would never fucking stop thinking about that.
I would haunt you for the rest of I would haunt you for the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life.
For the rest of eternity.
Yeah, that's fucking horrible.
No, but I mean, if we got into a fight, I think that like we would squash it, because like you can't go on like that.
You don't
know?
fight me.
I don't fight. That's
Yeah.
true.
That's
In May 2010, Fergie was caught on video by an undercover reporter
yes.
from the News of the World trying to sell actress access to Prince Andrew for $500,000.
That shit was so fucking.
On the video, she says, quote, "When you can get the $500,000 to me, it can open doors." Then they make a deal that she'll get 40 grand in cash first and the rest later. So they start stacking piles of cash on the coffee table in front of her, and
Yeah.
you could totally see her salivating over it. Like,
Yes.
you see like the pile of cash. And she's
Yes.
like, fuck.
Fuck yeah.
It looks like one of those undercover like drugs.
It does. It does. Yeah.
Okay. So she ends up packing up the 40 G's and taking it with her. Then the story breaks and everyone goes fucking nuts.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I watched this interview she did for Australian 60 Minutes where she says as soon as she got home with the cash, she knew she'd have to give it back. And the reporter asked her, then why did you keep it until the story broke? And she gets pissed and walks away from the interview. She's like, this interview is over. She walks away.
She Tracy Morgan'd it.
Yeah, she bounces. In another interview with Oprah, she says that she'd been drunk when she negotiated the deal and took the money.
Oh, that's a good excuse.
And that she was in a really bad place around that time. She says that the 40 G's wasn't for her, but for a friend who was in a desperate situation at that time. Is that friend's name
Schmergison.
Sergey? She weirdly has a warrant out for her arrest from Turkey.
What?
I guess she was doing some charity work there and took video of an orphanage that was in really bad shape, and the government says that taking and later distributing the video was illegal. The UK and Turkey do have an extradition treaty, but the UK has a law where if whatever the person is supposed to be extradited for is not illegal in the UK, then a judge has to order the extradition.
Well, they're not going to do that to her.
And they sure as shit are not going to extradite the mother of the, 7th, 8th in line to the throne.
Yeah.
I didn't really look at what else is going on in that case, but I know that Fergie did have a representative at one of her Turkish court dates arguing that they should drop the charges. In 2011...
That seems like harmless enough. Like maybe she didn't mean it.
Oh, I'm sure she didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I think that she embarrassed them, you know, because
Yeah,
Yeah,
because their orphanage was fucked up.
they later invited like the UN or something. They were like, that was a bad, like, she falsified that video or something. Come give a surprise visit to like any orphanage you want. Like, come
Yeah.
check it out.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. In 2011, she was famously not invited to the wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton,
Yeah.
and there was huge drama around her snub. She was reportedly heartbroken.
Yeah.
Apparently, Prince William can't stand her, just like his dad and grandpa.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
She was, however, invited to this year's royal wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I guess.
Yeah, because this one don't matter.
Well, I guess Harry really likes her a lot. Like,
Really?
he loves
Why?
her.
Because they're both
'Cause they're
redheads?
And he's super close to the girls.
Oh, yeah. Beatrice and
Mhm.
Eugene. Yeah.
But because the reception was hosted by Prince Charles, Fergie wasn't invited to that. And again, the snub made headlines and allegedly caused her a lot of pain. In August 2013, Sarah was invited to stay at Balmoral Castle with Andrew and their daughters as guests of the Queen. And in September 2013, in response to a question about the possibility of remarrying Andrew, Sarah said, now you're going to cry, Stef. Quote, he's still my handsome prince, and he'll always be my handsome prince.
Aw, that's so cute.
They're low-key, I think they're best friends.
I'm sure they love. Yeah, I'm sure they love each other.
They, yeah, it seemed like they were, that's what they were saying when, like, that dude, John, I don't remember his name. The dude that she was with when she was pregnant with homegirl with Eugenie, she was that he was the love of her life, but Andrew is her best friend, and always will be her best friend.
That's crazy.
And she produced the Emily Blunt movie, The Young Victoria.
I love that movie.
Yes, fuck Emily Blunt. I don't fuck with her.
Really? Why? Oh, because she's
married
with
to-
John Krasinski. You're
That's
so
my bae.
stupid. I love The Young Victoria. If you guys haven't seen that,
It's
oh
good,
my
yeah.
god,
Yeah, it's pretty. It's
you
know, it's a
yes,
good looking movie.
that movie. Oh my god, and the Victoria's husband, King. Fuck, I don't know, but it's the sniper from Homeland.
Oh,
Who I also like in Homeland.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm mad because he's not on this season.
Oh really? I stopped watching it.
It's-
after
it's
she had the
stupid.
baby and she was
It's
like,
dumb.
yeah, I stopped watching it.
Harry's a terrible mother, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fuck Emily Blunt. Oh, I just saw The Girl on the Train. Oh, it was entertaining.
I read that book. I never saw the movie.
Did you like the book?
The book was. I was also in El Salvador, so like I think any book at that point would have
Well,
entertained me.
It seemed like I was thinking that it seemed like the book would have been like, the nice,
Yeah, it was a solid
suspenseful
like
read.
Airplane.
Yeah,
like, trip
that's what I
read.
thought.
Yeah.
In November 2016, it was reported that Sarah intended to sue News Group Newspapers, the parent company of News of the World, for £25 million in damages, citing her loss in earnings as well as subsequent distress that the media sting brought to her as the main reasons. In January 2018, it was reported that the actual amount the Duchess was seeking was £45 million.
Nice.
So that basically gets us all caught up with messy-ass Fergie, Duchess of York, and Queen of Drama.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. She's fucking tight.
Yeah, she's real tight. I
Yeah.
love that she's like a pilot.
Yeah. I shouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Fucking fucks with Eclairs.
$6 million in debt. I
Get-
felt that.
get her
When I read
toe
that, I felt
sucked,
that.
yeah.
Get your toe sucked.
Still living with Prince Andrew. Fuck
She's
yeah.
messy.
Hi, baby.
Duchess of Pork. Hoel just came in shirtless, guys.
And that's what can happen when you don't learn self-reliance.
Mr. Carson, are you trying to tell me that I'm not self-reliant?
Why, Alan, I didn't say anything about you.
All right. Y'all ready for this?
Dun, dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun. After I did all this Conan research, I freestyled it to Howell, and he was interested. So hopefully it's
Is
okay.
it riveting? Oh, this is a request. Are you going to say that?
Oh yeah. So this was requested by our very, very good friend, my ex-roommate, the
Incomparable.
the incomparable, the legend, David Davidson. I won't say his last name because privacy.
David, I feel like I take my best pictures next to David.
He's
Like
a great-looking man.
like every picture I've taken next to David, I've been like, damn.
David has a great beard,
Yeah,
He's-
excellent hair. He's
he's-
like,
great hair.
yeah,
He's one of our funniest friends.
yeah, love him.
I lived with him in college. He was a great roommate. Miss him so much. He's a true American. He likes air shows, like fucking airplane shows.
Yeah, he does, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you, David.
Love you, David. So this was David's request. I'm going to say a little bit. I'm sorry because I wrote this and then I was supposed to like, fucking do like a final draft, but then it was my birthday. So, so it's kind of like not as clean as I like, but you'll get it. You get it. Okay, so I got this from an article in Dig, a detailed history of what happened on Conan's short-lived Tonight Show.
Ooh.
The documentary Conan O'Brien Can't Stop.
Cool.
An interview Conan gave on 60 Minutes. And just in case you live under a rock, Conan O'Brien is a writer, comedian, and TV show host. Jay Leno, who's the other main person in this, is also, I guess, a comedian. And, and a TV show host.
Demi Moore's daughters look like Jay Leno.
They fucking do with their big-ass chins. Anyways, okay. The Tonight Show is a 60-plus year late-night talk show that has famously been hosted throughout its lifetime by Steve Allen, Jack Parr, Johnny Carson, who hosted the longest from 1962 to 1992, Jay Leno, and now currently Jimmy Fallon. Cool. It is the longest running talk show in history.
Wow.
It's super prestigious. People fucking love Johnny Carson. He's like a legend to comedians. They hold him to like a really high pedestal, I feel like.
Does he have drama?
I don't know. I never really know that much about him.
I think he might have.
Have you ever seen those old Tonight shows with him hosting?
Yeah, he's got like some funny bits. Like he does this thing where like he tries to guess what's in an envelope or something.
That's cool.
Like it's real funny.
I like
and he used to smoke, like he's
the old school one. Yeah. It's funny, like I feel like every time I watch the old Tonight shows, it's Gary Shandling fucking hosting it.
Oh, Shandling.
Shandling, my bad.
Yeah, he was
because he was like his stand-in or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You know that Johnny Carson, it was cool. I think it was like a weird thing because while he hosted, he was a legend, already. So it's a different dynamic, I think, with the interviewees. With the
because they're like respect him and shit. I
think with like a Jimmy, it's like a little bit, they have more of a
like
rapport.
a chummy.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so Jay Leno began hosting The Tonight Show in 1992 on NBC. He took over after Johnny Carson announced his retirement. Quick bit on this.
Oh, sorry. I just remembered the drama between...
That's what I'm about to say.
The Joan Rivers thing?
No. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that I just remembered some quick drama on that.
Johnny Carson and Joan Rivers?
Yeah.
I remember that.
So Joan Rivers was like another one of those people. I think before Gary Shandling, she was his standard stand-in.
Yeah.
So she would guest host and like she would always kill it, and it was legendary when Joan would host.
She's fucking funny.
So they gave her R.I.P. dude.
Yeah,
she's a fucking legend.
Yeah. She's low-key problematic.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a little. Anyway, so they gave her. Finally, somebody gave her own show. I think Fox.
Yeah.
And so Johnny was so furious that she would host her own show. And it wasn't even opposite him, I don't think.
Really? It wasn't same time slot?
Yeah, I don't think it was. But he was so furious that she was stealing his thunder like that, or like stealing the shine from him, that he cut her off completely. And they were very close. He cut her off completely, stopped talking to her, and banned her from The Tonight Show.
Oh my God.
So it was like another 20 years before she was on The Tonight Show again.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking male fragility. Told you guys, I'm extra slow today.
Fragility.
There you go.
I mean, does that sound right?
Fragility. Fragile. Masculine fragility.
That's the name of this episode.
Anyway. Okay. So Jay Leno took over in 1992. Johnny Carson retired. But at the time of Johnny Carson's retirement, David Letterman had been hosting Late Night on NBC, which aired immediately after The Tonight Show. So Letterman and Carson thought that Letterman was going to be given The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
But NBC took a liking to Jay Leno for some fucking reason, and he took it. So then David Letterman had a really, really nasty breakup with NBC and went on to create his competing late night show, Late Show with David Letterman, on the competing network CBS. So Jay Leno's start on The Tonight Show was fucking messy.
Yeah.
And David Letterman and Jay Leno fucking...
They don't fuck with each other?
I think now they've kind of squashed it, but for a really long time, they don't fuck with each other.
How does NBC bungle this twice?
Right?
I
know. In 1993, NBC decided to continue with the late night franchise because it had been really profitable when David Letterman was hosting, and Conan O'Brien began hosting. Conan was a super long-time employee of NBC already at the time, initially starting out as a writer for Saturday Night Live and later The Simpsons, in the only fucking seasons of The Simpsons that matter, baby.
Wait, that wasn't NBC though. That was Fox.
Fox?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
But or maybe it's SNL and he was also doing this thing.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right, whatever. So Conan's start at late night wasn't too great either, because in the beginning, like, nobody knew who the fuck he was, basically. He was a writer.
Yeah.
So he had to have, like, interns fill in the seats in the show during, like, the early seasons.
It's crazy that he got this gig.
Right?
Like, how did they just decide to give it to him?
I saw something that fucking, who's SNL?
Lorne Michaels?
Lauren Michaels recommended him.
Oh.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Lauren Michaels has a lot of pull at NBC.
Yeah, he sure does.
People fucking love that fool. So yeah, he had to have interns fill in the seats and shit, but then like, you know, he's fucking funny, so things got better. He won over the coveted demographic of young males and females. David Letterman then asked to be a guest on Conan's show, even though like there was a messy fallout there, because Conan, he still loved Conan. David Letterman loved Conan.
Yeah.
And then Conan said that when David Letterman came back to be on a guest on his when he was hosting, that was a turning point for the show. And so he always thanked Letterman for his support throughout his career.
That's cool.
So the TV Guide lineup was generally Tonight Show with Jay Leno at 11:35 and then Late Night with Conan O'Brien at 12:35. And that's how it was when Johnny Carson and David Letterman did it too.
Okay.
And I remember this vividly in high school because I'd get into bed at 11:30. The Simpsons would be on Fox for half an hour. Then I'd catch the musical performance on the Tonight Show, and then I watched Conan at 12:30.
Oh, very cool.
Because Conan's fucking funny.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah. Very strange brand of comedy.
Yeah, he's like goofy. He's weird.
And he does that sort of, and I think comedy has kind of shifted in the Conan direction.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't make sense.
Yes.
You know? And like, it's just hilarious because it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fucking masturbating panda.
Yeah.
The fucking insult dog. He fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Andy Richter's fucking crazy.
Andy Richter.
Looks like the moon.
I like him on Twitter.
I like him a lot. I saw Conan live a couple times too.
Yeah.
And his band, Max Weinberg, right? Yeah, they're fucking great. So in 2001, Conan's contract was up with NBC.
Okay.
Fox was trying to woo him and allegedly offered him 7 times his current pay.
Shit.
Yeah. So NBC was like, we got to keep this fool because
Yeah.
he was doing great on the ratings. So NBC was like, we'll give you a pay bump. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be 7 times as much, but we'll extend your contract, and guaranteed him the Tonight Show hosting gig.
Okay.
Without telling Jay Leno.
Ooh.
NBC didn't have to match what Fox offered
Yeah.
because Conan, like fucking so many comedians had always dreamed of taking over the Tonight Show and holding the spot that legendary
plus,
Johnny Carson did.
Like, that's his home.
Yeah,
you know?
you don't want to leave NBC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Why are you going to change jobs? Meet new people? Fuck that.
Yeah.
So then Jay Leno's contract was up for negotiations in 2004. And at that point, they let him know that Conan was going to be good to go to take over the Tonight Show in 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this time, Conan and Jay were the biggest rating pools for NBC. So in 2004, NBC and Jay Leno announced that Jay would be leaving the Tonight Show in 5 years. And in 2009, Conan O'Brien was going to be taking over for him.
Yeah.
The tea is that all the execs went to Jay Leno's Burbank studios to let him know what was going to go down and that this was his last fucking contract and that he had to give it up to Conan.
Yeah.
And Jay Leno says he was fucking like blindsided.
Yeah.
Because he had been doing great for them.
Right.
Great ratings.
And I bet he imagined himself as Johnny
Johnny
Carson.
Carson.
I'm going to be on like
Forever.
till I fucking die.
Yeah,
you know,
until
whatever.
I want to retire,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. So just another footnote, CEO of NBC at the time is this dude, Jeff Zucker.
Yeah.
And he's basically the fucking ringleader for this whole goddamn mess. So whenever I mention execs or something, I'm talking about him and like a few other assholes.
Okay.
And Jeff Zucker went to Harvard at the same time as Conan. And they fucking knew each other at Harvard.
Interesting.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then Jay's statement on TV when he announced it, because he's the one that announces it on The Tonight Show, was basically that NBC didn't want to lose Conan. And Jay Leno thought that Conan was perfect for the job and he's a great guy. And he also said, quote, "When I took this show over, there was a lot of animosity between me and Dave and who's going to get it. And quite frankly, a lot of good friendships were permanently damaged. And I don't want to see anybody go through that again. This show is like a dynasty. You hold it and then you hand it off to the next person. I don't want to see all the fighting and nasty things in the press that I had to go through. Conan, it's yours. See you in 5 years, buddy."
That was nice.
Yeah. But I mean, considering how it went down, fuck you, Jay Leno.
That was I like that statement though, because I think that I don't know, he's right. Like everything he said in that is true. Like
it is true.
And if that could, I mean, if it was really going down like that, that would be great. But
but like we all know,
yeah.
Okay, so Conan hosted the late night with Conan O'Brien for 16 years when it came his turn to take over the Tonight Show.
Wow.
And then Conan O'Brien announced that Jimmy Fallon would be taking over his hosting duties at late night. I remember when they were like kind of going through this transition, and I was trying to guess who was going to be late night host. And I remember thinking like, Jimmy Fallon, really?
Yeah.
But I forget, like SNL
Lorne
and
Michaels.
fucking NBC. Yeah, like it's going to be one of those dudes. But for a while, didn't they think like maybe a girl will finally fucking do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
good luck with that.
Yeah, you know, as girls, we're never good enough for anything.
Women aren't funny.
Yeah, we're just like, nah, fucking, we can't bring in people. We don't fucking have subscribers to this podcast. Nobody likes our Twitters. Fucking strangers don't be telling me happy birthday. And I don't know how to make a fucking joke.
Plus, women aren't allowed out after dark, and it's late night.
That's right. We can't drive and shit. Yeah. Remember the live 30 Rock when Alec Baldwin and John Hamm are the newscasters, and is it like Kristen Wiig who's on the scene, and they're like, "Sweetheart, is your father or a police officer around that we could talk to?"
The live 30 Rocks,
that shit is so good.
Oh my god, they're so good.
They're really, really good. Okay. So around 2007, a lot of networks started approaching Jay Leno to do his own show on their channels. Because remember, in 2009, he's giving that shit up to Conan. So Jay started to be vocal to people in the business about how he felt crazy heartbroken. And he didn't want to keep lying about, because NBC was playing it like he was retiring.
Yeah.
So he said, I don't want to keep lying about my, quote, retirement, because he thought his ratings were fucking awesome. And he didn't understand why the show was being taken from him. So he started to get his whole crew together from the Tonight Show to get to another network.
That's, first of all, I'm sure that would have been not, I was going to say illegal, but like it was probably written in his contract or something that he couldn't do that. I'm assuming. And if it wasn't, then you're fucking up, NBC. If you're just going to let somebody just like
snatch your crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. So NBC, in an effort to keep both of their late night superstars, offered him an earlier aired night show. So he was given the Jay Leno show on NBC that was going to air at the 10 p.m. time slot.
That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
That was so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Once again, that's our homie Zucker, right? Okay, so
you know what I was just thinking, that like the amount of money that like Conan was offered 7 times his pay.
Yeah.
I am not mad at that, because that's a hard ass job. It's fucking every night you have to be on, and like you're the face of this. Like,
fuck yeah.
I don't, honestly, like if I were Jay Leno, I'd be like, oh, thank God. Like,
I know, I'm done.
I'm done.
Fuck this.
I made my money. I'm done.
Yeah.
Jay Leno reportedly doesn't spend his Tonight Show money.
What?
And he made obviously tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars. He only spends the money that he would make like doing stand up. So he would play like a stand up show a month and live off of that, and he hoards his Tonight Show money.
And what does he do with that money?
I'm sure he's got it in like a hedge fund somewhere. That shit is growing. That motherfucker, like when they find out how rich he is, like he's gonna have like a shit ton of money.
Oh shit. Okay. All right, so there's some other tea right around this time too.
Okay.
Fucking Jeff Zucker at one point around 07, because then they were like, I think then it started hitting them like, okay, fuck, Leno's leaving the network. You know, he began thinking of trying to buy Conan out of the contract he had signed for Tonight Show to keep Jay Leno.
So you're choosing Jay over Conan?
Yeah. But they had already remodeled a big part of the lot in anticipation of Conan's takeover of the Tonight Show, which I guess had cost like $50 million.
Fuck.
So after they ran the numbers, they couldn't afford to cut Conan out of his contract.
Yeah. But they couldn't use that for the new, they couldn't just recycle it?
I don't think so, because I think it was like, they
Conan's
all got their own style.
Yeah.
So whatever. And like their own band or whatever the fuck. Okay, so Conan first hosted on June 1st, 2009. The premiere episode was a huge hit, and it had over 9 million viewers, which was crazy. However, numbers quickly dropped within the first week, and The Late Show with David Letterman, that was on CBS, began to take over late night ratings for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, Conan's audience was different. He had a different demographic than Jay Leno reached out to.
Yeah.
Conan's fans were younger. And so what people thought was happening was that the older audience that had tuned in for Leno were now just switching over to Letterman.
Yeah.
So NBC wasn't fucking happy. And Conan wasn't happy either because he thought that NBC wasn't doing a good job of promoting him as the new late night show.
Sure.
Or Tonight Show host, my bad.
And also, like, they had to not only promote him, but keep promoting Jay Leno at the 10 o'clock spot.
Yeah, now we got a new fucking show to
That shit
promote.
don't make no sense.
Yeah, it's stupid. And Jimmy's on late night now. Yeah, so it's like, fuck. Okay, so our nemesis.
Do we really need 3 hours of that, though?
No!
You know, like, every single night?
No, it's so stupid. So Zucker was really fucking pissed with Conan's takeover of The Tonight Show. At one point, he tried to get Sarah Palin to be a guest on the show because David Letterman had made, like, I guess, kind of like a bad joke about her, and he was getting a bunch of bad press about it. So Zucker was like, let's get Sarah Palin as a guest on the show. Like, that shit will fucking bring in ratings, you know?
Yeah.
But Conan didn't. He was like, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to go against Letterman like that because he had always supported him in his career.
Yeah.
So then Letterman went and got Obama on his show for an interview, and his ratings went like fucking berserk.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This was in
09.
09. Okay.
Yeah. While Conan kept getting knocked down.
Yeah.
But Conan's numbers were number one for his age group demographic.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. It just so happens that there's fucking less. But also, like, I guess that demographic, it's like 18 to 35 or something. Like, youth is really hard to get number one in.
And also that demographic, it's a different time for us because, like, especially at that time, like, things were changing. We're starting to watch things online and like, you know, so obviously it's a different era.
People stream shit now. No, don't nobody fucking like really it's 11:30. Let me watch.
I don't think they really understood that in 09
I don't think so either.
You know,
fucking stupid. Those numbers are outdated. Okay, so meanwhile, the Jay Leno show premiered on September 14th, 2009, and the first episode pulled numbers well over Conan's hosting of The Tonight Show.
Wow.
I know. I don't fucking get it, because I don't like Jay Leno.
I mean, he's whatever.
He's like fucking like cheesy to me. Yeah.
He's cheesy. You know, why didn't they give him a weekend show? So that they would have programming all week.
Because they had Saturday Night Live on Saturday.
But like leading into Saturday Night Live.
Something beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think, so they always, in everything I watch, they talk about the news too. Because the news is like a big ratings for everybody. So they always want to keep the news like right around 10 and 11 or 9. So like for whatever reason, like the news also has to be taken into account.
Right.
So for that reason, I don't know. I have no fucking idea. It's weird to me. But anyways, the Jay Leno show's ratings were short-lived too. People were really critical of Jay Leno's show since it was basically the same fucking thing he had been doing on The Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And Jay started saying shady shit like, hey, everyone, let's pretend it's 11:30.
Oh, no. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. No, motherfucker.
God damn it.
And then soon enough, his ratings dropped and he wasn't pulling the numbers that NBC had hoped for his show either. So NBC is fucking stressed and anxious, and board members are getting really pissed. Everything caused like a domino effect of bad ratings. Jay Leno's show was slow, so people didn't tune in for him. Then they didn't tune in for the news. Then Conan wasn't doing too great, so people weren't watching Late Night with Jimmy Fallon either.
Yeah.
It was like just all getting fucked up.
Wow.
So Conan was super stressed around this time, and a lot of people say that he lamented the bad ratings and thought that Jay Leno was going to try to get at him somehow. Like he saw like this shit is getting bad. On November 6th, 2009, NBC's sales division proposed cancellation of Conan O'Brien and reinstating Jay Leno as The Tonight Show. So these are like the people crunching the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, actually, if we do this, maybe it could save our ratings. Go ahead.
This would be a great season of Feud.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Like a little miniseries about this?
Hell yeah. Who could play Conan?
Conan. Tilda Swinton.
No, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes. And George Clooney as Jay Leno.
Oh my God, man. Yes. That'd be fucking sick. And Jack Black as Andy Richter.
Yes.
Oh my God. And who's going to be Jimmy Fallon? Somebody slightly better looking than him.
A Simpsons character. He's animated.
He's animated.
Yeah.
He's claymation. Okay, so another reason that the sales division proposed cancellation of Conan and bringing back Jay Leno is because Jay Leno's contract for the Jay Leno show was pretty fucking crazy. It was basically they had to pay him whether or not he made the shows.
He must have an incredible agent.
He's got great pull because NBC just wanted to keep him so bad.
Yeah.
So he was like, whether or not I like make these episodes, I'm getting fucking paid.
Yeah.
There were critics of
Gotta make that money to pay for those denim on denim outfits.
you
that
know,
he constantly
fucking
wears.
this Levi's don't come free, motherfuckers. There were critics of Conan's hosting of The Tonight Show. People said he was more tame in his hosting than of late night, and this is true. Conan said that he was advised by NBC to retire some of his silly antics in order to win over middle America and the older demographics that brought in numbers for Jay Leno. So it's if you watch it, it's true he's less like fucking goofy.
Yeah.
Because on late night when his monologue was always like just fucking like
He's a weirdo.
yeah. I remember this one fucking episode where he's doing monologue and his hair is like particularly peaked.
Yeah.
And then like he leaned down a little bit and
yeah.
and Andy Richter's like, you look like a shark. And then
He's like, da-da.
yes, man.
Da-da, da-da,
He
yeah.
lowers his just his red head. I'm fucking dying. That's
Yeah,
just so ridiculous. So critics calculated that Conan's first year hosting of The Tonight Show would be the first time that the show in history was ever going to lose money for NBC.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's expensive
I'm
to
sure.
put on.
Yeah. All the crew, the band.
Yeah. I mean, not even counting like his salary.
Yeah.
Just like straight up hiring all
Filming
those
that
people. Yeah.
every week, every day too, for sure. Other people thought that he did great, and most people thought that it was a transitional kind of awkwardness. Like he was just trying to get into it.
I get that, yeah.
Yeah, and that if he would have fucking been given enough time,
Right.
that he would have gotten into it.
There's some growing pains associated. Like I felt like that when I first started watching the new Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Like it just,
really?
you know, you've got it's just a different style.
Yeah,
like,
you got to get used to it.
yeah, and you're dealing with people who are used to a different part. Like it's just
For sure. Yeah.
you got to give it room to breathe. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to break them in like a pair of shoes.
Mhm.
All right, so now we're in November. Conan's ratings were averaging about 2 million per episode, which was much lower than Jay Leno. NBC had
Then
already
Jay Leno
on the
currently?
Tonight Show.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
previous. Okay.
NBC had been proposed putting Jay back into the Tonight Show multiple times at this point. In an effort to keep Conan, NBC decided to switch things up to try and improve ratings. So they proposed pushing Jay Leno's show to the 11:30 time slot, then pushing back the Tonight Show to the 12:30 time slot. Conan immediately responded and said, if you push back the Tonight Show that far back, it means it's no
It's not
longer
the
the
Tonight
fucking
Show.
Tonight Show.
Yeah.
This also meant that Late Night with Jimmy Fallon was going to air at 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So he would essentially like be fucking donezo.
Yeah, he's in the desert.
Yeah,
He's
nobody's
done.
fucking watching you.
And you know who else this would have pushed back? Carson Daly.
Oh, I forgot about his show.
We went to a taping of that, remember?
Yeah, that's when he was cute for a second. Remember
Yeah.
he lost all that weight?
Yeah, and we looked at him, we were like, is
What?
Carson Daly hot?
Yeah. NBC got a bunch of lawyers on this shit, and they were able to confirm that nowhere in Conan's contract did it guarantee any particular time slot.
I'm sure. Yeah. Because who would have thought?
Exactly. Who would have fucking thought to
Yeah.
do that? So they moved forward with this shady ass plan. First, they approached Jay Leno, and he was like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because that's what he fucking wanted. Somehow the internet found out about all of this. Shout out to hackers that use their powers for gossip, baby. NBC then met with Conan, and he allegedly said, I worked hard for this my whole life, and he was super upset, obviously. In the Can't Stop documentary, he talks about a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, I bet.
TMZ then dropped the story about the whole thing, and Conan felt like he was the last person to find out about all of it.
Yeah.
But he did what all funny people do, and he fucking made jokes about
Yeah.
it in his monologue. NBC then gave Conan an ultimatum. Take the later time slot or leave the network.
Shady ass motherfuckers.
Conan says that night when that all went down, that he stayed at the studio like the whole night, like with Andy Richter and a lot of people from his crew, and he kept thinking about, you know, what he's gonna do and stuff. And like he talks about, it's like 4:30 in the morning or whatever, and he's on NBC Studios, and he'd been up all night, and he walks outside to like the empty studio lot, and he's just like walks around like, you know,
So
probably
sad.
crying and stuff.
Yeah, that's horrible. And we have to remember also that he was doing his show in New York, so he and his crew
And his family.
moved their whole families to LA to do this.
Yep.
So like,
It's fucked up. Yeah. Conan then released a statement which said,
now
quote,
I'm gonna cry.
I know, now we're all gonna cry. Everybody's crying. This is gonna be the cry club now.
Look at Bruno, he's crying.
Bruno, don't cry, baby.
I was just picturing Conan just like walking on
around.
an empty.
That's so awful,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like, fuck, man. Like, I wanted this forever, and now
Somebody Photoshop Conan's face on that one like shot of the Fresh Prince where Will
He's in
walks
middle
into
of
the empty house.
Yeah, that is real sad. Okay, so Conan released a statement that said, quote, I believe that delaying The Tonight Show into the next day to accommodate another comedy program will seriously damage what I consider to be the greatest franchise in the history of broadcasting. The Tonight Show at 12 simply isn't The Tonight Show. This would also hurt the other franchise I love, The Late Show, and it would be unfair to Jimmy Fallon. So it has come to this. I cannot express how much I enjoy hosting this program and what an enormous personal disappointment it is for me to consider losing it. But I cannot participate in what I honestly believe is its destruction.
Wow.
So fuck you, NBC.
Yeah.
This spawned an internet campaign in support of Conan. I'm with Coco.
Hashtag
I'm
Team Coco.
with Coco. Remember this?
Yeah.
Memes, posters, just like his hair.
His hairline, his silhouette.
Yeah.
It was Tom Hanks that started it, right? Tom Hanks called him Coco.
Yes. The public was everybody was on Conan's side.
Yeah.
People started wearing orange and shit to support him.
Right.
His ratings overnight blew up.
Hell yeah.
Rallies were held outside of NBC studio throughout the U.S. in support of Conan.
That shows what we've come to realize in this podcast. People fucking love drama.
Yeah,
Like, they're like tuning
hell
in for that
yeah.
shit. Dude, I saw, it's funny because I love those Conan episodes, the new ones where he goes to travel places.
Me too.
Did you know that Conan, they changed the format of his show? It's going to be half an hour now.
Oh no.
Yeah, like
Huh.
starting in 2019, it's going to be half an hour, and he's going to do more of those like travel type things.
That's
And,
cool.
That's cool. I like that. Anyway, he was one of those travel episodes recently. He went to like Haiti,
Yeah.
and like nobody knew him there
Yeah.
except for one dude who was like Coco. He was like Team Coco.
That's fucking amazing. So many comedians spoke out in support
Mhm.
of Conan O'Brien. The list is wild. Like, it's basically every famous comedian
Yeah.
in the world. After 2 weeks of negotiations on January 21st, 2010, Conan O'Brien signed a $45 million settlement deal involving him leaving The Tonight Show and NBC.
They paid him $45 million.
Yes.
Okay.
His staff severance pay was above any of the GE levels at the time, because this is when GE started running NBC. He also
30 Rock.
negotiated all of that. Then Conan O'Brien paid 50 stagehands and various crew members who weren't salary 6 weeks severance pay out of his own pocket because NBC refused to pay those particular staffers anything.
You're a prince, Conan
You're a
O'Brien.
fucking king, bro.
Yeah.
After only 146 episodes and 7 months, The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien was canceled in favor of bringing back fucking Jay Leno.
R.I.P.
That is
Tonight Show
so
with Conan O'Brien.
wild,
That's stupid.
dude.
That's a goddamn
Disaster. So messy.
Yeah.
In his final week on the show, like all us funny people, he joked about it all. Gotta cut that tension, baby.
Yeah.
He put the show up for sale on Craigslist.
That's funny.
Then he tried to sell himself on Craigslist. He did like a show that was like classic Conan Tonight Show segments.
Like from 5 minutes ago?
Yeah, from like, it was like
Yeah.
last week's episode.
Yeah.
Like he did a bunch of funny stuff. Conan's last show and last interviews were with Tom Hanks, Steve Carell, and Will Ferrell. His musical guest on his last show was Neil Young.
Aw.
He worked with NBC over 20 years.
Fuck, dude.
At the end of the show, he gave a statement and he thanked NBC, which I give him a lot of props for that. Because even though they had differences, you know?
Right.
He
That was his home for 20 years.
Yeah, he was like, I know that we're going through a lot right now, but, you know, like, I love this network. And he said, quote, "Every comedian dreams of hosting The Tonight Show. And for 7 months, I got to do it. I did it my way with the people I love, and I will never regret it for 1 second. For all the people watching, I will never, ever thank you enough for all the kindness to me. I'll think about it for the rest of my life. And all I ask is one thing, particularly of the young people that watch. Please do not be cynical. It does not lead anywhere. No one in life gets exactly what they thought they were going to get. But if you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen."
Hell yeah. I love that speech, dude.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, it's really
great. Because it's true. Like, you don't want people to think like, oh, like nice guys finish last, basically, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was a nice guy, but like, no, dude.
I just saw Obama gave a speech, first of all, this week. I cannot tell you the joy it brought to me to see Obama.
Speak again? I know.
Obama said something very similar. I was like, did you steal that from Conan? He was talking about like, don't be cynical.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We got to keep moving.
Yeah. Me too. I was happy to see him give a speech again. After Conan's last show, NBC immediately removed all episodes of the shows featuring Conan as host off their websites, off of YouTube, and off of all affiliate websites. They tried to like fucking cleanse themselves of Conan. Jay Leno was viewed very negatively throughout this whole thing. Yeah, if he had an Instagram, people would be commenting snake emojis on that shit.
Jay Leno was the OG Taylor Swift.
Yep. While Conan fought very hard and vocally to keep The Tonight Show as the legendary show it was, Jay Leno sat back and just watched everything go down. People believe that this ordeal has permanently damaged Jay Leno and NBC's reputation, which totally.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Because this was exactly what Jay Leno said he wanted to fucking avoid when he first announced that Conan would take over.
Yeah.
David Letterman commented on the whole thing saying, "Haven't we done this 17 years ago?"
Yeah.
Jay Leno's a fucking hypocrite. He's a hypocrite. He did the same shit. And the comedy world was pissed at Jay for this. He lost a ton of cred. Jimmy Kimmel did an episode of his show with a fake chin and a gray wig.
No way.
Right when all this went down. And then Jay Leno, in an attempt to like kind of like calm stuff down, invited Jimmy Kimmel on his show and tried to interview him. Literally every answer Jimmy Kimmel gave like brought up Conan.
Wow.
Jay Leno was like, "What's your favorite prank of all time?" And he was like, "Oh, that one time you said you were going to give the show to Conan and then 7 months later you brought it back."
Holy shit.
And then at the end of the interview, Jay Leno's like, "Oh, thanks for being here," or something. And Jimmy's like, "Oh, yeah, thank you. You know, I work really hard because I have a wife and kids and a family to support. Just like Conan O'Brien, not like you just got to go home to all your cars."
Wow.
Yeah, like he was like real shady. And I read that.
I like him.
Me too. Jimmy Kimmel's fucking tight because he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's a fucking gangster. I was like,
he looks like kind of cute with his beard.
Yeah,
like, he lost a little weight. Like,
he's what is that? Like he's aged well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Leo. I didn't like young Leo. I never thought he was attractive.
Like him, yeah.
And then right around maybe Inception is when I started feeling feelings for him. I read, I was trying to see, I was like, damn, Jimmy Kimmel's so tight, right? So I was like reading this stuff about it. And what he said was that in like 2007, when other networks were courting Leno to come on their network, what's Kimmel on?
ABC.
Okay, ABC courted Jay Leno. And that was apparently like where Jay was most interested in going.
Interesting.
So Jay was always on ABC set and was like, "Hey, Jimmy, me and you were going to be the new fucking kings of late night."
Yeah.
Like real chummy with him, going to dinner with him and his wife. And like being like, "We're going to fucking kill it. We're going to kill the ratings. We're going to bring it all here. This is going to be the new network." And then as soon as NBC like bought him back with the Jay Leno show, like fucking crickets. Stop talking to Jimmy Kimmel, like never anything. So then Jimmy was like, "Fuck you, you're fucking fake, dude."
Yeah,
like
he is fake.
Yeah, all that shit was bullshit. Like you're not really cool with me, so fuck you, you know?
God damn.
Yeah. Zucker, NBC homeboy, said that he went and did some interviews after everything, and he said, you know, he was disappointed with how it went down, but that it was necessary.
You made your own mess.
Yep. Jay Leno tried to salvage his image by doing a bunch of interviews at this time, including appearing on Oprah, who he thought could help him.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Save me, Oprah.
Yeah. I don't like that fool anyway. Like, I never really liked that fool anyway, so I
Mhm.
don't fucking know if people like him now. Interestingly, Jerry Seinfeld kind of made a statement that I didn't like.
Okay.
He said, you know, why is it Jay Leno's fault? It's Conan's job to work the cameras.
That's not the right take, my dude.
Exactly.
That is not the right take. I can understand. Maybe I don't agree with it, but I would understand, like, okay, it's not Jay's fault.
Yeah.
Okay. But
He didn't have to do what he
didn't have
did.
to. He didn't have to say, like, oh, it's Conan's
Yeah.
fault. Yeah. No.
Right?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Jerry.
Relax.
Jerry. Let me just warning shot. Boom, boom. We
Yeah.
remember when you had a 17-year-old girlfriend that you met when she was in her school uniform and you were like 40 years old.
Yep.
We remember.
We
Don't
haven't
worry.
forgotten.
That shit is coming.
That shit's on our list. Watch out, motherfucker. Jimmy Fallon was in the crossfire between all of this, obviously, but he remained unharmed. He was able to just keep doing his job, and he tried his best not to comment on it. He would say that Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien are both his friends and both his heroes.
That's classic Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah,
Just trying not to
yeah.
ruffle any feathers.
Yeah, classic, like, just fucking super fan.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Jay Leno then began rehosting The Tonight Show on March 1st, 2010. His initial ratings were good, but by July, the show had its lowest ratings since 1992, lower than when Conan hosted.
Wow.
Conan then got Twitter.
Oh, I remember this.
Yeah, it was a big deal because
Yeah.
he was like, well, I ain't got a job now.
He's like, I'm back.
yeah, and that was real cool. He's funny as fuck on Twitter. And if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
follow him on Twitter, I recommend that you do.
Yeah.
He's great. And he obtained like quadruple as many followers as Jay Leno had on Twitter in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
In April 2010, Conan, Andy Richter, and his crew went on tour around the U.S. And the documentary Conan O'Brien Can't Stop was filmed during that tour. I recommend it. It's pretty great to
On
see.
Hulu?
It is on Hulu.
Okay.
TBS picked Conan O'Brien up for a new late night show, Conan. The first episode premiered on November 8th, 2010, and it did all right, and it's still airing. And like May said, I guess now it's going to be 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 minutes.
But it's like a pretty good pull for TBS.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because they didn't really do that before.
They had the George Lopez show.
And he said they were going to... I remember when Conan then came to TBS and George Lopez was doing a show, and Conan's first guest was George Lopez. And George Lopez told him something like, we're going to be Coco and Loco.
Those are our nicknames.
Hey.
George Lopez has drama, kidney drama.
Yeah, his wife gave him a kidney and then he cheated and
Cheated on
divorced
her?
her. Yeah. Fuck her. At NBC, Jay Leno continued to host with his semi-normal numbers. In 2012, the Los Angeles Times did an expose saying that the show was laying people off and it was unprofitable for the first time for the network.
Wow.
Which is what they had tried to avoid with Conan. In 2014, Jay Leno bowed down and gave Jimmy Fallon The Tonight Show. Almost all of the NBC executives involved in The Tonight Show scandal subsequently left or were fired. Zucker was fired.
Yeah.
NBC, for a long time, kind of tried to, like I say, cleanse themselves of Conan.
Mhm.
But now they do acknowledge that he was a prior host. There's like a Tonight Show,
A plaque.
yes,
Mhm.
for him and everything. There's like, but I guess like on NBC Studio lot, if you take like the lot tour or whatever, there's like a Tonight Show little like exhibit,
Mhm.
or like museum
Mhm.
type thing. And they used to have like a thing for every one of the hosts. And there didn't used to be one for Conan, but now they've added
Yeah.
one in and stuff. Conan's still on Conan. He's still got a Twitter and he's still a redhead.
Hey.
And that's the Tonight Show drama, y'all.
That was really great, Steph.
Thank you.
I like that story, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And it's so it was like, it was so fast and like so sad for
Yeah.
Conan. Yeah. And everybody involved.
But I think I'd like it because it really exposed like how great of a dude Conan is.
Yeah. Throughout it
Yeah.
all. And Conan's been married to his wife for a really long time.
Mhm.
And sometimes when people go through stressful situations, then you see marriages kind of mess
Yeah,
up. But
yeah,
like
yeah.
by all means, it looks like she stood by his side and
Yeah.
helped him through all this, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I always like to see a strong marriage because, you know, it's so easy to see fucked up ones.
Shout out Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Holding it down, baby.
Holding it down.
Yeah,
Love you
good for
guys.
them. Fuck yeah. All right, guys. That's the Tonight Show.
Hope you guys enjoyed our tour down Ginger Alley, our redhead series.
Yeah. Next week, what did we say we're gonna do? Carrot Top and
Julianne Moore.
Yeah. Just kidding. Ain't nobody doing Carrot Top.
All right, guys, hit us up on
Social media.
at Drama Club Pod on Insta and Twitter.
dramaclubpod@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, our playlist is up. Let us know if you like that shit.
We're going to be doing more playlists too, so.
Yeah, watch out for those. And that's it.
Ooh, call us on the hotline, 505-539-0556.
Hey.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
However, whatever with your helmet.